Kia ora, hello, haere mai, and welcome. On today's show we have Flat Earth Muppet Celebrate Truth. And you know with a name like that he's not going to be saying any truths. So, you know the routine, let's cue that music and get into it. When hell has come for you, and you're falling like a stone. So, Celebrate Truth has found himself an article that kind of like shows how to talk to a flat earther. Now personally I wouldn't talk to them unless they were wearing a straitjacket. But let's see what this article has to say, shall we?
With Celebrate Truth, we've got a good one for you tonight. This one you're going to love. It's from Forbes magazine and it is crazy. It's how to talk to a flat earther. You guys are going to absolutely love this. It's absolutely hilarious.
Yes, I imagine dumbing yourself down to a point where you could talk to a flat earther would be rather hilarious. Also, what the fuck is up with your music?
Alright, so here we go. This is Forbes magazine. You're actually going to hear from me how ridiculous this article is. Now, can you imagine Forbes magazine putting out an article explaining how do you talk to a flat earther?
Well, I don't need to imagine it. See, unlike your flat earth, that article is right there and it's not imaginary.
If you encounter a flat earther, what do you say? Are we going to get some good advice? Are we going to get some nonsense? Well, you're going to absolutely be blown away with this garbage.
The only nonsense and garbage that we ever seem to hear comes from flat earth's mouths.
This is from Forbes magazine, dated, this was December the 10th, 2018, by Paul Sutter. All right. I won't presume to know your family or your friend group, but I'm willing to bet there's a decent chance that at least one person you know doesn't believe the earth is curved. Instead, they argue with either a mountain of plausible sounding statements or just vague deflections about government secrets and conspiracies that the earth is flat, that orbits are an illusion, that astronomy is a lie, that the truth is hidden. What are you to do with your science-loving heart and evidence-based thinking? Love how they say your science-loving heart and your evidence-based thinking, like we don't have evidence on our side.
No, you don't. See, the closest thing you have to evidence is, well, it looks flat.
The natural thing, of course, is to argue, to lay it out, the puzzle pieces one by one to convince. But wait, how do you know that the earth is round? Well, you've seen pictures from space. Of course, pictures, that's scientific evidence, that's scientific proof, isn't it?
Pictures from space still provide a lot more evidence than what the flat earthers have shown. Being that, of course, there is not a single picture of the flat earth that exists.
Lots of curves going on with those pictures. But you didn't take the pictures yourself. You haven't seen the earth with your own eyes. And even if you did, aren't we taught since elementary school that our senses deceive us, lie to us, misrepresent the world to us?
Really? Well then someone better let that dick D. Marble know then.
Isn't that what makes science so powerful? Because it moves past, or at least complexity grinds through human weakness. Before you know it, it's gone nowhere. Things you thought you understood aren't making as strong a case as you hoped. They always have rebuttals. They're not playing the same game. You're trying to win at chess, but they're masters at Go.
Well, actually, I would say it's more akin to playing chess with a pigeon that kicks over all the pieces, shits all over the board, and then flies away to his friends, bragging about how he's won some victory.
Here's my advice, all right? So here's Forbes' advice, how to deal with those pesky flat earthers. Here's my advice as a scientist and a science communicator on how to handle a flat earther. Don't.
Well, that's good advice so far. There's no point in trying to engage with someone so stupid that they think the world is flat.
Don't handle them, all right? So here's the advice. Don't even engage with a flat earther. Don't talk to them. Stay away from them. This is what we get from the mainstream media. This is what we get from the scientific community. Don't engage.
I love it how he's taking this the whole world is trying to oppress us kind of approach. Because, you know, that doesn't just instantly scream of raving lunatic now, does it?
All right, so let's go through the steps on how to not engage with a flat earther from Forbes magazine. Take a step back. Don't bother arguing. Don't lay down the evidence, because the evidence doesn't mean anything if you don't have evidence-based mindset. Don't try to convince, because you're probably going to lose.
It's not the fact that you'll lose. It's the fact that every flat-earth will act like a spoilt toddler and have a hissy fit every time that you present them any evidence which disproves their narrative.
First, use this as an opportunity. Why do you believe the earth is round? Because someone told you and you accepted it? Because you saw a picture once? Because you learned it in school? Self-reflection is always good. And opportunities like this should never be wasted. Examine your own beliefs and your own reasons for those beliefs. Take a moment to read up on it. Learn about horizons and shadows and eclipses and orbits and seasons and astronomy. Deepen your own knowledge, not to bring more ammo to a later fight, but for your own curiosity.
See, now this is actually really good advice. Since starting my channel, my knowledge of Earth has grown massively. And not from the flat earthers, but from the research I have to do in order to disprove or debunk their nonsense.
So study those astronomy books, get into all the mainstream narratives, do a search and find out why flat Earth is ridiculous, why it's been debunked so many times.
I would say look at both and keep open mind. And remember, do as the flat earth say and do own research. If you so happen to come across and think that the flat earth is stupid, then congratulations, you're not moron.
And second, please remember that the person you're talking to, the person you're arguing with, is a person, a human, probably a good person. Oh, that was nice of Forbes. You may think they're wrong about this, and you have evidence to back it up. But empathize. They may have reasons for why they believe the things they do.
They do because they are either too stupid to understand basic science, or, like some interesting dicks out there, they're just con men after your money.
Some of the reasons may be totally nonsensical. Some of those reasons you might agree with. Find some common ground. Have a dialogue, not an argument. All right, so now we're getting somewhere a little bit here. Create a moment where you can share what you've learned, not with the goal of convincing, but simply because sharing new knowledge is fun. If they end up swaying, hooray. If not, don't sweat it.
Except it's normally impossible to have a normal conversation with a flat-earth because most feel the need to berate or yell personal insults whenever they're presented with any evidence which goes against their belief.
There are other fish to fry in this world, this round world. Well, first, Forbes, let's get into your terminology. You got to learn shapes, all right? We believe the Earth is round as well. Round doesn't mean spherical. Round can be like a dinner plate or a pizza. This is what we see non-stop. It's unbelievable. I've been in this now for 4 years. Constantly, the mainstream narrative and the articles come out saying, round, round, round. We believe it's round. When are they going to get that through their head? I'm not sure, but we need to actually digest this. We need to dissect it and get into what they're trying to say here.
Hey, celebrate truth. The world is round like a sphere, not round like a circle. Is that clear enough for you?
But this is a very interesting article because it doesn't really say, get into the proofs. It says, don't really encounter it. Don't sweat it. Find out for your own curiosity.
Yeah, that's really good advice.
But again, we're seeing this time and time again with flat Earth, constantly. And if you don't think flat Earth is getting bigger, all right, you're in for a world of surprise because it is absolutely magnifying at a rapid pace.
Okay, first, citation needed. Secondly, if that's the case, then I am glad that there are so many channels out there that are explaining to people that your flat Earth nonsense is exactly that, nonsense.
When articles from Forbes magazine come out how to talk to a flat earther, all right, I'm going to be linking in the description below, so you check that out. But honestly, how to talk to a flat earther, and this is the advice they give. This is what's so hilarious, is that we are making massive ground. I mean, just what was it, a couple of days ago with Steph Curry comes out, not believing in the moon landing. I think there were 3 other guys or 2 other guys in the NBA that were saying similar things.
Right, because in order to become an NBA player, you have to be an astronomer, right? It's not like they're going to let any idiot play and make their money, eh?
And I don't know if you guys watched. I have it on my channel, a couple videos down on the recent videos you're going to see. But they completely came against them, putting the fear of God into them. How dare you? How dare you question the moon landing? This is what we're dealing with. People that are so afraid to even just question the mainstream narrative.
Look, it's not that we don't want people to ask questions. Questions are a good thing. But when you're a celebrity figure, people are going to believe you, no matter what bullshit you might say. That's why we have such dangerous ideas as the anti-vax movement, or such stupid and completely nonsensical ideas like the flat earth.
Listen, alright, 2019 is coming up here in about a couple of weeks, and that will be pretty much the 50th anniversary. Alright, they haven't been back. What's going on? You know, I think a lot of people are starting to question it, and rightfully so. We need to question things like that NASA's telling us. And they're saying, listen, we have the evidence, we can support it, yet we deleted all the telemetry data.
Okay, so this is where Celebrate Truth completely fucks his truth up. If he is referring to the engineering telemetry data that was sent back to the engineers, then why would that be saved? The only data that was saved was the fault data, like Apollo 14's abort switch or Apollo 13's tank explosion. He could, of course, have misspoke and actually been referring to the data sent back from Apollo 11, which contained the original TV footage. You know, that stuff that was seen by millions of people around the globe?
Alright, why would you get rid of the most important critical data of the biggest achievement of mankind's history? It doesn't add up. And a lot of people are asking questions. Do not be afraid to ask questions. And when an article comes out saying, hey, treat them like humans, again, it's nice. Thanks, appreciate it. You're not like saying come viciously at us. But really, don't really engage with the debate. You obviously are on the side of evidence. These guys are completely kooks. These guys are crazy. Really, we're so crazy.
Duh. You are fucking crazy.
Bring your evidence, we'll bring our evidence. And let's just actually have that dialogue. Because a lot of times people are pointing to, just like this article did, pictures in space. Listen, pictures are not scientific proof of anything.
Now I agree. Pictures from space alone wouldn't be good evidence. But when you combine pictures from space with, say, the local weather patterns, you know, like what they're doing with the Himawari 8, then you start getting some really good and compelling evidence. A lot better evidence, of course, than, well, it looks flat.
So many people are bringing this up constantly. I'm getting so sick and tired of it. It's just so crazy. But I just had to bring this up. There's so much stuff that's going on in the news. I'll be doing a lot more live streaming in 2019. I'm just gearing up with the new kind of studio set, and I hopefully will be able to do a lot more live streams, but also a lot of vlogging, and let's take it to the next level, especially in 2019.
And I look forward to debunking more of your bullshit this year.
So anyways, this was just a quick update. This is Forbes magazine. I'll link to it in the description. Check it out. Maybe send a letter to this editor here, Paul Sutter, and give him your thoughts on the article. Again, it wasn't horrible, but again, they're saying, listen, don't even engage with them. And really, anybody that would dare question the moon landing, question evolution, question the scientific narratives that we've been given from an early age, it's time to question. And we're moving to a pivotal point where people are starting to wake up to the true creator of creation.
Oh, and here comes the religious side of the whole thing. I'm just going to let him talk while I go grab my religious book. Be back in a second.
Understanding that this lie has been put in place for a very specific reason. That's really what it's all about. It really comes down not so much about what's the true creation, who's the true creator. That's what matters. And again, that's what Celebrate Truth and I am all about, is exposing the world's lies.
It's not lies you're exposing, mate, but rather just your own fucking stupidity. Alright, that's fair enough. Hold it right there. That's right, stop there.
But also celebrating the truth. John 14:6. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me.
Take 5 points from Gryffindor. Snape sneered.
Is he the truth or not? That's what you need to find out, because if he is, he's got a lot to say, because he even says that he is the creator of all creation.
Nope. Nowhere in there does it ever say that Harry created anything.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So again, we're seeing this constantly, and we have...
Puji moi, what the fuck was that? I would say whatever was left of his intelligence has just died.
So, from here, Celebrate Truth will just whinge and moan a bit more about how the world lies and flat earth and other nonsense. If you want to watch it, link's going to be in the description. In short, Celebrate Truth is another channel dedicated to everything but the truth. And anyway, that's all we've got time for. Thank you so much for watching and making it to the end. If you liked this video, please give her a thumbs up. If you're new here, there's that small button that's just down there that says subscribe. I'd really appreciate it if you give it a click. And as always, your comments are appreciated. But yeah, until next time, ka kite.